Observe this plant. The name of this plant is Lantana camera and it belongs to the Verbenaceae plant family, producing a cluster of flowers and very unique for the identification, very easy for identification. These Lantana camera species are invasive species. That is, wherever they grow in a very large number and they are considered as a threat to the biodiversity because whatever the local plants are there, these got eliminated due to the presence of this lantana plant species. So this lantana plant produces beautiful cluster of flowers. As you can see, all the flowers are tubular because they are showing the tube type of corolla. As you can observe, the individual flower having each a flower has the tube of corolla. Now all of these flowers possess the four petals, that is tetramerous condition is there. Now you will observe that some flowers are pinkish in color while some are yellowish in color. This is because when the flowers got pollinated, the flower starts to change its color from pink to the yellow. So whatever the yellow colors flowers are there, they are already got pollinated, and while the pinkish one are yet to get pollinated. So once they got pollinated, the flower starts to get converted into the fruits, right? Now here you can observe the fruits as well. See, the fruits are also coming in a groups because as the flowers are present in a groups, all the flowers if get pollinated successfully, they all will get converted into the fruits. So firstly, we have the greenish color fruits cluster is there, and as these fruits starts to mature, it gets converted into the black color. Now observe here, you will observe the black color fruits. These are mature fruits, ripened fruits. Now these are fruits contain the seeds, and when these seeds falls on the ground, they will create more and more lantana camera plants. So this particular one plant species of lantana camera is producing thousands of flower at the same time, and due to the presence of thousands of flowers, once the flower got pollinated, they may contain hundreds of the seeds, and when hundreds of the seeds are there, new hundreds of these lantana camera plants will get created, right? And that is why they are considered as a threat to the biodiversity, because due to the presence of more number of seeds, they can create more and more number of plants, right? At the base of the plant, you can clearly observe the stem has divided into the multiple stems, right? And this is the characteristic feature or criteria to be the shrub. This plant is considered as a shrub because it does not have a strong woody stem to be called as a tree, and does not have a soft herbaceous stem to be called herb. It has a stem which got split at the base of the plant and gets converted into the many stem, and hence we consider it as a shrub, right? Consider its leaf morphology. The leaf is simple and the phyllotaxy is opposite and dissecate. The leaf margin is toothed, while the lamina is attached to the stem by a petiole. Hence, we have to mention the term that is petiolate. And these leaves are also possess some hairs on the leaves, as well as stems are also possessing the stem hairs. So, hairy leaf is there, lamina has a tooth margin, it's a dicot, and that is why it is having the reticulate venation, and it is attached to the stem by a petiole, and hence the petiolate condition is there. When we talk about the root of these plants, as the plant is dicot, the taproot system is shown by these plants. The stems got divided at the base, and stems are generally erect stems and show somewhat climbing nature. That is, the stems can be easily bent, and they can grow straight forward or they can be bended easily, and hence the climbing nature is also shown by the stem. Stem is not woody and stem is not herbaceous. It is a typical shrubby type of stem is there. So all these three parts, that is root, stem and leaves, has to be described in a sequence to describe this particular plant family, that is Verbenaceae. The distribution of this plant is typically in the tropical and the subtropical areas. And as you know, India considered as an subtropical country. Hence, India provides a very good environment for these plants to grow rapidly. And hence, it is growing so much in India as well. Now, again, there is a one precaution taken by these plants is that the toxins which are produced by these Lantana species are very effective on the cattle. So that means cattle and most of the herbivores cannot eat these plants, and hence they got saved from the herbivory as well. They produce the typical type of phytochemicals which can be considered as a toxic for the livestock, and hence they, in this way, they save themselves from the herbivores, and hence this also contribute to their increase in the number, right? This plant also considered for the ornamental purposes due to its beautiful inflorescence. Actually, uh, the first time breeders take this plant to convert this particular plant into the beautiful plant, so as we can use this as an ornamental plant. But due to its invasiveness, that is destroying the local biodiversity, the ornamental importance of this plant is also got reduced. Actually, according to the IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature, this is one of the 100 first invasive plant species. That is Lantana camera comes under the 100 top plants which are invasive in nature. From the ecological point of view, this plant species is very important for the butterflies, because majority of the butterflies can feed on the nectar which is produced by these flowers, and hence the life cycle of butterflies is dependent on the lantana flowers. So it has a ecological importance, plus it has a economic importance as well. That is, it can be used as an ornamental plant, and sometimes this plant in some regions of the world can be used as a medicinal plants as well. And ecologically it also very important, because like any other plant, it is also producing the tons of oxygen on the mother earth during the process of photosynthesis. So there are economic and ecological importance to these plants, although they are invasive in nature. So this lantana plant can be utilized in a two ways in the UPSC mains examination, that it can be an example of an invasive plant species and threat to the biodiversity, and this example can again be utilized to describe the Verbenaceae plant family, which is also there in our chapters. So while preparing for the examination, these live examples can be a good choice to be described directly into the paper, so that you will get the maximum marks.